Hey, everybody. Because I went live, Cheryl has knocked God knows what off of over there, so I'm not sure what's going on.
I just dropped everything.
So hello, everyone. Cheryl is going to be over here momentarily. It's very exciting. It's Bundle Week. And I don't even know all this. I'm hearing all those sounds. Are you hearing all those sounds?
I didn't have my microphone.
Guess it's a little bit scary. Yeah, Cheryl doesn't have her mic on yet, but she is coming on. I was in another meeting in between the two lives, and then we have another live at 6 with Rachel. And I know I called this dinner with Kathy and Cheryl, but I think it's going to be more of like Q&A with Kathy and Cheryl because we just finished eating our lunch. So it's been that kind of day. How are you guys doing? Let me see what we've got over here in the comments. We've got Mona's here, and Jill, and Apple. Apple's just, Cheryl's bringing me my water and my computer so I can put links in like a grown-up might do. Apple's just making their lunch, which is awesome. Ryan and Jill, Mona, Diane. Diane says, I'm on time and ready. That is awesome. And Jill just finished lunch. Yeah, we got some First Seed Foods, and you guys have probably heard me talk about it. If you go on the YouTube channel, we've got some unboxings. Whole food, plant-based, no oil Indian food, and we pay to have our monthly box. From there, they also have some salt-free options as well. Oh, it's raining in Georgia. Hi, Patsy and Sherry and Rami. So many people. How are you guys doing? Oh, Diane said she bought the bundle, so we will talk a little bit about the bundle. We're going to talk a little bit about the bundle in all the lives because it's Bundle Week, but we can talk about other things too, so don't worry. Oh, Davika is here. It's good to see you. Oh, awesome. Hydran is here. You're eating a late lunch. We ate a late lunch too, which is why even though this live is called Dinner with Kathy and Cheryl, I am full and I am not making dinner. I ate grits with you earlier today. I did not eat my First Seed Foods with you. We had some steamed brown rice. There was some rajma or kidney beans and a couple other things. Mary's eating her supper and going to work. Hey, Betsy, I haven't seen you in a while either. And hey, Kitty Mommy. And Kathy Wolf, oh, is driving and she's pulled over to say hi. Hi. Yeah, the Bundle Week is good. And let me go ahead and make sure there should be a bundle link in the descriptions, but let me make sure and give you guys the bundle link. This is my affiliate link, which means at no additional cost to you guys, I get a percentage of it. So let's do this. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Do you guys ever do that? Let me get into this live. And evidently when I do that, I sing. Okay. Get your copy of the bundle. So I'm going to put that in there. And then the other thing, I was hoping Cheryl would be here already. She's doing something with the dog this entire time after the disaster. But she is fine. I think, let me go ahead too, because one of the things I just did is I added a bundle thread in our free Heartbeat community. And that way, you guys can come in. When you join the free Heartbeat community, you get a free $35 class. So you join using the link. Then once you're in Heartbeat, look in the left-hand side. It'll say free class. Follow those instructions.
I can't look.
Well, that's okay. We'll bring him over then. Fergus is sitting on the stool, on Cheryl's stool now. Let me come back in here and join us in our free Heartbeat community. All right. Oh, that's a good. I'll see what this question is over here. That's hilarious. Someone was saying something about how do I stay rested, and I'm laughing because I don't think I do. Lynn Kitty, oh, what a cute little profile picture of the kitties. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Absolutely, Davika, this is beautiful. Remember, you can eat anytime and call it whatever you want. She's been hanging out with me and Stacy Cross, and it is true. You can call it whatever you want. Because I guess I ate my grits around 10:30, and then from about 3:30, 3:15 to 4, I ate lunch. And we'll probably eat something later. I just kind of want to go to bed. I'm sleepy. Not in a bad way, just a little sleepy. Oh, Linda, it's good to see you here. Oh, it's unusual in your tiny town, Lynn, that it's sunshiny. Yes, Kathy Wolf. The oil-free monthly box is First Seed Foods. Let me see if I can find that link for you. And then I can put that in there too. It's not super inexpensive, but it's less money than it costs to go eat Indian food, and there's no oil in it. So it's we keep it in the freezer as our backup foods.
We get at least 4, sometimes more meals out of it.
We really do. And I'll get you the link for that, because there is a code you can use to get $10 off your first box. I think it's Kathy Hester, but let me find out and not lie to you. It is Kathy Hester, so I'm going to put that in there. Let me grab this link too. And so we've been getting it every month since October.
Since we first discovered it.
Yeah, in October we were driving up to Massachusetts and Salem and all the giddy things that we did. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'll put that in here.
I have to sit kind of sideways at the bottom half, so if you see me kind of going like that.
It's like anybody old enough to remember the etiquette books you would get, and you do the S-sit.
But
That's what I'm doing.
the counter's like, there's cabinets right here, so
Yeah,
we
you
can't get
put
our
feet
legs
under.
under there. But then if we move backwards, then we're too far
Well, then
away,
we can't
kind
see
of.
the work. Like, I already have the stuff here, so like this counter's like 3 feet wide, and we're probably 4 feet from the screen, and I have it as big as it'll go.
You know, so if you see us both going, we're looking to see what's being said, right?
And I'm just keeping this stuff over here so I can put links in as need be. I just want to make it as easy for you guys as possible.
And I had my vegetable korma.
Well, here, I think I have this one on. And that's what the top looks like. Let's see. Oh, they don't have the ingredients on this part. But see, it's vegan, gluten-free, no oil, butter, ghee, or dairy. Do you want to get one out of the...
I still have mine over here.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, which is rare. I have the vegetable korma.
Okay, here, we can use this. And we can use this camera.
Here's the...
Right there. That's not good. Yeah, I don't like that.
Too small.
Let's try from up here.
That's a little better. Hold it.
Can you read it for me?
Yeah, organic cauliflower, organic green pepper, organic red pepper, organic carrots, organic peas, cashews, sea salt, mango powder, coriander powder, chili powder, cilantro, bay leaves, cinnamon.
And before you think, oh, they all have nuts in them, they don't.
No. This one is...
There's 2 that have nuts. I think it's the...
Korma.
The korma, and then, what did you call the dal makhani? Was called something else. The lentil. What was the lentil one you brought up?
Oh, I got that one from the other company. It wasn't one of these.
Okay.
So I don't know
they
what-
do have another one.
They do have a dal makhani, but we were out of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. I had asked her to bring it, and she didn't tell me it wasn't from there. So those two do have cashews, and you can, once you go to their site, you can look at it, and if you want, we can go look at their site. So you guys let me know. Yeah, First Seed Foods. And let's see what we've got. But I'll just repeat what Davinka was saying again too, is you can eat anytime and call it whatever you want.
That's right.
And I'm
love
here
that.
for that. I'm
love that.
absolutely here for that.
It's awesome.
It's sunny in Minnesota, Linda. That sounds delightful. Okay, so in the chat, there's some bundle links. There's First Seed Food link. There is a link to join our free heartbeat group, and you get a free class. And Betsy was saying, this is what I laughed about this. Because I said, I wondered this every year, since I was made aware of the bundle, how do you stay rested, or do you rest before you head into the week? Almost always, if I have a really hard week, I run as fast as I can on as little sleep as possible.
It's true.
It's like also when I start getting sick, like if I'm getting the flu, I can tell because I want to go shopping.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to go shopping.
Your body just naturally.
It's like, let's get this done.
Let's share this.
No, it's not. I think it has to do more with, I'm like, let's get all the things in place, ready to go.
It's true. It's true. She likes to, all of a sudden, there'll be like this almost like nesting thing going on.
It's true. Like we have food in the fridge. We know that we have some First Seed Foods. We're going to be eating a lot of First Seed Foods this week too.
Yeah.
And a few things like that. So I do try to have other things off the table. I will be emailing, and you'll get some notifications and things like that through Heartbeat. Those, and I'm working on some of those. So basically, I will be emailing and being on live and sleeping or eating. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll just be eating on lives, like this morning.
And then like this morning, I was all like psyched because this is the first time I'm participating in the bundle week stuff. So usually I'm in the background just kind of being like, are we going to eat?
She's like, what do you
and
mean?
she'll be
you're
like, no,
going
I got another live
again?
in 15 minutes. And I'm like, but we got to eat. But this year I got up and I was just like, woo, it's bundle day. I got up, I bounced over to Staples early to get that stuff spiral bounded.
Yeah, here.
We still haven't picked up the other ones
The
yet.
other ones, and we didn't
But we
get
got this
everything spiral bound. We only
No, just
we
the
do
things
the
that
special.
we just the ones that we really wanted, like Vicky's, and then we're gonna have the Chef Julia's book.
Yeah,
It's
they'll
gonna
be
be spiral bounded and stuff. But all these things, they print out really well, and you know.
Here, why don't you show the people instead of just yourself?
So it's literally just
Well,
it's
and see,
literally
like this-
just I just printed this out double-sided on the printer, and then I took it over to Staples and I handed them my stack of papers in the order they needed to be in, and I said, I would like this spiral bound, please. And she said, what color back and spine would you like? And I was like, ooh. And then
you said black.
And then I said black because there were so many choices and I couldn't figure out what would look good with this. Like then I was starting to feel like I was going to color coordinate all the ones that I had. And then I was like, I don't have time for this. Just do them all black.
And
So-
I appreciate, I would have made the same decision because yeah, sometimes it's too hard. But like what you get when you get them spiral bound is like, this is a harder piece of plastic. Mm-hmm. And this is more of a thinner, what's a medium? I'd say
about
medium, clear
And these I just used, standard old,
paper.
I didn't use any fancy. This is just
We
like,
have fancier paper at home.
we have some really heavy paper, yeah.
But
That's paper I took in with me. That's paper we have. We have a bunch of paper like this here.
okay,
We have like reams of it.
interesting. We must have gotten some. But like Vicki, she said when you can also just send the file to Staples, have them print and bound it. But so it's like $5.19 to get it just if you bring the printed part in, but
And
it
if
could
you-
be $30 or $40 if you
If you
don't.
want them to do it right away and not wait for when they can do it conveniently, they charge a little extra and it ends up being like $6.79 or something like that.
I like that. Debbie says dinner in the UK can mean either lunch or supper. Very confusing. Yeah, and I think supper and dinner are different things in the South, which that's hard. I've done all my things. This is live number 3. So as the week goes on, once live number 3 and 4 happen, all bets are off. But Cheryl's here to help me too. And so I put in the First Seed Foods. If you're interested, you get $10 off your first one. It is, again, it's not inexpensive, but it's cheaper than if we went out to Indian dinner, and
Way
it's oil-free.
cheaper.
They also have some salt-free options as well, which is pretty cool. Ooh, Rilla's been enjoying rice grits from Ralston Farms.
That sounds nice. I love
Okay,
that.
I gotta write that down because I used to get this cereal called Rice and Shine.
Oh,
Right
neat.
when I became vegetarian, and basically I didn't understand then, but it's rice grits.
Is it like rice version
It's
of
rice grits.
cream of wheat or?
Well, you know how grits are thicker and hardier. I don't know. I have feelings about cream of wheat, so I'm sorry. I love my oatmeal, but cream of wheat just seemed pasty to me because like grits has texture.
I don't know. My mom loved to eat cream of wheat when we were growing up, so.
A lot of people do, and I respect that. A lot of people think grits are just gross because of the world.
My mom does not like grits. She's just like, ugh. And seeing like my dad and I will mow through some grits.
Ryan wants to know what Cheryl's jacket. Cheryl's jacket used to be Kathy's jacket.
Yeah.
It's my favorite, and we've
Yeah.
lost some weight, so Cheryl is getting. Look, it's butterscotch. It's a little boy in a werewolf costume, and it is my favorite. Gideon's Bakehouse. Like they do vegan coffee, not vegan desserts, and really cool artwork and shirts. You guys see me wear a lot of them.
Their shirts and stuff are just,
And
the artwork is just
They
amazing.
come out with new stuff every month, and they have an owl one that I've got to make sure I get today.
Oh, you didn't get it yet?
No,
I
'cause
thought you would have got it earlier.
No, I've been
You
busy.
maybe
Well,
you need to do that.
Don't.
What if you miss it?
I'm not going to miss it. It's going to
Okay.
be there.
They only have limited amounts, and if
So-
you don't order it like right when you see it, you're not going
And
to get
then they
it.
have trading cards too, just in case they don't get you enough. But so they have like a trio of these little kids, and they like the artwork always has the really big eyes and stuff
Oh,
like that.
and then I have my other favorite person on,
Oh, Jeff
Jeff Granito.
who does a lot of tiki stuff
Yeah.
and a lot of Disney artwork
Yeah.
stuff too, which is
I love
kinda
his
cool.
stuff.
Oh,
Kathy got me this for my birthday last year, actually.
I did.
And matching pint mugs.
yeah, we have little
pint
pint glasses to
glasses
put
that
our
match it.
mock tropical cocktails in, which we'll be doing. And Liz is saying, hello again, it's good to see you. Which of the First Seed meals are your favorites and which ones are not spicy? Usually none of them are spicy.
I haven't had a problem with any of them.
But you know what? I'll kind of show you guys what's in there.
We only have one of the kormas left, by the way.
Okay, let me come over here and hello. Now we're on their site. And so, and again, with the code Kathy Hester, you can get $10 off. And again, I've been telling you it's not inexpensive because I just don't want to shock you. I think it's well worth it. They have chana masala. The dal makhani I really love.
Yeah,
the chana,
it's delicious.
As far as my favorites, I like the dal tadka. Cheryl doesn't like that one as much because it has more onions in it. But this vegetable korma, she
It's
will eat every day.
amazing.
There
It is
has
amazing.
never been another
I
cauliflower
love
dish that she will eat this much.
I will just have rice and brown rice
me
and
see
just
if I
dump
can.
the whole container of that on there. And it is delicious.
Okay, and so it's a monthly discovery box, but we've been getting it every month, so we change what we get depending on what we still have in the freezer, what our week looks like or a month looks like. Like last month, we ordered 6 of the pilafs, so we wouldn't even have to cook rice because we knew it was going to be busy.
There's 2 of the rice left down
And
there.
so-
There's 1 vegetable korma. There's several dal
They
tatkas.
don't need a list because they can't come and share it with us.
And one that I didn't see on this list, there's a potato.
I know there's I'm getting to the big
okay.
list now. But so you can do a 12-pack mix and match. It's $145, so it would be $135. And you could also get a gift card for someone if you wanted to. Where is? Well, I thought it was going to be in there. Or do I have to go? Okay, here, get Discovery Box. Do you have to? Okay, I have to go to this one.
Mix and match.
Okay, sorry guys, I am used to doing it for myself. So the Rajma is one of my huge favorites. The Dal Makhani. Cheryl really likes the chana masala.
No, I don't. No, that one has onions too. It's the Rajma that I like.
Okay, the Tadka I love a lot. And the thing is none of them do we dislike.
Right. I'll eat them.
So
I just pick all the onions out.
The ones we like the most. And so the vegetable korma, see how it says in cashew cream, I believe, and let's look, and you can come and look and see if it has any allergens that you have. See, cashews are in the black lentils. But like, I don't think there's any in the Rajma. Yeah, there's not. So I don't think it's not in a lot of them, but you can easily come through and see. And then there's the aloo palak.
That's the one I was thinking of, yeah.
And that's potatoes and spinach. And then this is the vegetable pilaf. It's regular, it's not brown rice, it's regular basmati rice with carrots, cauliflower, peas. And you may notice it has some sea salt, and you might be like, well, Kathy, you said there was no salt. Look down here. All of them don't have no salt choices, but these 5 do. So you could get the special SOS free versions, and you could do that there. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
We really enjoy having those in the fridge. I mean, we used to always have Tasty Bites around, and now we just use these. And if you consider like how much it costs to go out to an Indian restaurant, like for both of us to eat, if it's not a buffet.
Yeah, because there's 12, and I don't know, 12 into 14 is like maybe $12. I don't know. I'm guesstimating, so don't shoot me. But now, if we're going to get one dish at an Indian restaurant, it's usually like $18 or $19. That's why we like to go to the vegan buffet that's at Sitar. So if you're in our area, they moved the buffet from last night to next week. So at Sitar in between Durham and Chapel Hill, they're going to be doing the vegan buffet again, so I definitely go. It is Cheryl's birthday, and we are going to Fiction Kitchen, which is the really nice restaurant in Raleigh that our friend Carolyn Morrison is the chef at, and it's delightful if you guys are in the area.
Yeah.
So Liz, did that help? And tell us if you have any more questions. Oh, Cheryl, Indian food is amazing, and it's such a variety. It's just so amazing. Okay, and Carol says, interesting, because Cheryl's really funny about spice level. She said she's gotten the first seed meals, which are delicious, but too spicy for my husband. Yeah, how is Cheryl? Cheryl has done fine.
Maybe it's because of the ones that I pick. I don't know.
I don't know. But we haven't noticed them.
I eat the vegetable korma just fine. Actually, I love it. All I taste in that is the peppers, like the red peppers and the green peppers, and I don't find them spicy. The dal makhani I don't find spicy.
Well, and I usually put Indian pickle, like mango pickle or mixed vegetable pickle that has spice in it.
She asked the doctor hers up to make it spicier.
Because it's not spicy at all to me. And
so I'd be interested to know which ones you had that were spicy. Maybe there's some that I'm not eating or something, but I didn't find. I've been fine with those. Actually. Yeah,
and shockingly, because and Davinka says the energy is changing, the frequency is higher, so please take care and rest as much as possible. I will take that to heart, and I will go to bed early tonight.
Yeah. Because there's lots of Tasty Bites, the ones that you get at the grocery store like that. When we were eating those, there are a lot of those that I can't even get near because they're too spicy. Yeah, and the ones we get at the real Indian market too is
they're almost always
they
too
say
sweet.
mild, but they're not. They're like
They're
medium.
delightful.
They're like Indian mild, American medium.
But they just don't have no oil, and
Yeah.
that's really the thing. There we go. And Apple was saying too, Broccoli Mom's North Indian cookbook is in the bundle, so you guys have to check that out
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, we're excited about that one too.
And Cheryl says she's not a fan of cinnamon and savory, and there is a wide variety of Indian, so not every Indian dish has cinnamon in it. So you
Right,
might check.
and in my opinion, because I can be quite averse to cinnamon and things, I do not taste the cinnamon in any of the dishes that we get from First Seed Foods.
And so, but you saw when she did the ingredients, she did also label it with the spices, which is great because I have a friend who's allergic to fenugreek.
Actually, I can even show.
Okay, I don't know where she's going. I don't know where she's going.
Because it looks kind of mushy,
Aw.
but it looks, you want to give
Liz
me the,
from South Wales. Oh, you want to do from over which side?
I thought maybe the front,
Okay.
so I don't spill it. But this is the vegetable korma, and you can tell it's just like lots of,
It's all veggie.
it's all cauliflower and carrots and peas and things like that. And I love it. I really do. That's the
Cheryl.
It's my favorite.
But we really do. So actually, you know, we went away in January, and when we came back, that was waiting outside for us, and we were really glad.
It's even good cold.
It's bundle week. Anything could happen. Cheryl could eat cold cauliflower right in front of you. And Betsy was saying a great idea to spiral bind the ebooks. It really is. And the bundle is so overwhelming, and I seem to get lost. And so what I say to you guys, and I'll say this all week, because I can promise you I understand what it feels like to be overwhelmed. That is me oftentimes, is that come at it with one focus. So if you're like, oh, I know Broccoli Mom's cookbook is in there, and I would really like to learn some Indian dishes. And then you might look and see, oh, you know, Lisa Rice has international dishes too. And maybe you find 5 cookbooks you start with. Or maybe, I know I want to start with Drina Burton's fascia class. So maybe you decide this cookbook, this class, this thing, and start there. And that's why, and I'll put this in again, so you guys can join in on Heartbeat, the free Heartbeat group, just to be super clear. And I'll put Heartbeat group. Is we're starting a thread there. So like maybe you find somebody else who'll cook their way through Lisa Rice's book. And Apple's already gone in and put up the cookies that Vicki made this morning. She already made them. And so I thought it would be a really fun way for us as a community to be able to use this like energy and excitement and just grow our community and grow closer.
Right? And then there may be something that we're all overlooking that somebody's like, oh, this looks curious. And then they look at it and then they're going to come comment and be like, you guys, you're really missing out on this. You all need to look at this one. And then you can go to your bundle and pull it up and just go through it.
And you have a year to download all this stuff. You can choose to get all the things now and put it on a drive like Apple did, which I think is a great thing to do. She used thumb drive.
Yeah. USB drive.
USB drive. You can also put things on Google Drive because you can get enough storage to put
Or
that on there for free.
Dropbox,
Yeah, so
or-
there are free storage places as well. And one Anti-Venom says, I'm glad you have your sidekick. Me too. Let me get this
Who's sidekick?
I'm going to thump you. I'm not a good thumper. It's like 1 in 100 will land. And it's always when I think, oh, I can't possibly thump.
And then it hurts. Like I'm like, she can't thump. And then all of a sudden she'll land one and it'll be like,
And I have
oh
no
my
idea
God.
how I did it. And then I get really upset.
And then I have
I'll
like
cry.
a black and blue
You
mark or
did
something.
not. People are going to think I'm horrible. Everything is beautiful of purple. I think so too. I need to repurple my hair for the week.
Maybe I'll purple mine.
Oh, that could be fun.
Or some color mine.
You've got some other colors. Davinka Spira binds her ebooks too. Yeah, I think it's a really good way, and I think it's good for a lot of reasons. Like so I've been trying to think about this. I know a lot of times people will ask me for printed books, but even if I did a pre-order, like a Kickstarter, and we all pitched in, we're still like shipping all of those books from like China over here, and it's still costing a lot of money and costs a lot. I'm not saying I'll never do it, but it has to be just the right. So thank you for that. Yep, Sherry loves cream of wheat. A lot of people do, and a lot of people think grits are creepy. It depends on what you grew up with, and I think that is perfect.
To me, they're basically the same thing, except one's made with wheat and one's made with corn.
Well, it's not as thick, so like it's not cracked wheat. Like if it was and it's the texture for me that it's more. Well, I love injera, which is an Ethiopian flatbread that's fermented that you eat the beautiful stews with. But if I'm explaining to someone who's never had Ethiopian food, I'm like, it's like handy white bread, because it does. It stretches, it has little holes. Everybody immediately knows the texture and everything that I'm talking about. But it creeps some people out when I say that. To me, it just makes sense. Oh, great question, Kathy. They come frozen, and then they stay frozen. So in the times that we've gotten them, we've never had them not be absolutely solidly frozen. And she does ship from various places, and I'm going to see about trying to have her on live. She is in the bundle, by the way.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she is.
They actually put dry ice. They pack it in dry ice. And honestly, when it comes and I take the stuff out, I have to open the top and let the dry ice evaporate, and it usually takes like 2 days for it to completely evaporate.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we didn't start ordering them. We didn't order them in the summer, but I do know the packing and shipping happens pretty fast. And I'll keep you updated. Also, I've had a really long conversation too with the owner, and even if you just get on her mailing list, I think she's delightful. And I like the food. I like the fact that we have something that's super compliant, that you can even get SOS. That can just be in the freezer.
Well, and she even mentioned to us when we talked to her before that one of the reasons their stuff is not super hot is because they do it with families in mind, and they know that there might be smaller kids that are eating it as well.
Yeah, and that
I
is
was
true.
like, I'm a smaller kid.
Because Liz was saying that's helpful. I will order some. I love flavor, but not hot. And I don't find it that. I mean, with any foods, sometimes it could be a little less than ultra baby mild. I think one time you had it was kind of regular mild instead of baby mild, but it was never spicy.
Yeah.
And Lynn says, you have several Indian cooking classes. Do you make Indian dishes like those from First Seed? Probably.
Well,
it's a little bit.
We do a lot. She does make stuff like that on occasion, usually for classes, because we live near Cary, North Carolina, which for all intents and purposes should be Little India. Like
there is actually a little Indian. We probably have a dozen Indian grocery stores in our area.
There's like one on every corner there, and like there's no end to the amount of Indian restaurants, from Indian street food all the way up to high-end fancy fine dining, and it's just, the area is just really, really, and there's lots of vegetarian Indian restaurants that will also do vegan dishes.
There is, and I mean there is a lot. Like, so I'm trying to look through the big thing of stuff, and now I'm starting to, I know there's several dals. I do like a sag, probably sag tofu, sag chickpeas. I've done all different kinds of curries. We've done dosas, uttapams.
You made me some tikka masala something.
Yeah, we've done tofu tikka masala. I've done soy curl tikka masala. So I do have.
But what she's really, really good at, is uttapams.
Lazy
and
dosas.
dosas.
Yeah. Well, and you guys can get that recipe like right now over on plantbasedinstantpot.com, and it's like ridiculously easy. I think I have, sometimes I go ahead and make dry mixes of it. So this is half a batch, and there we go. So I think we may have made this in gift classes one year.
Looks like it.
So these are urad dal, which are skinned split black lentils, which you can find in the Indian market inexpensively, millet, basmati brown rice, and quinoa. And this quinoa, just so you know, was pre-washed quinoa that I got at Costco. And that matters because if you didn't have any washed quinoa, this would kind of be of a thing. So basically what I do is I'll put this with like 2.5 or 3 cups of water, let it sit in my Vitamix most of the day. I'll blend it up really, really good. Maybe let it sit a little longer, blend it up as smooth as I can. Traditionally, they use a special grinder to make dosa batter. And by they, I mean Indians. So like and I got shamed into making my own dosa batter.
She did. The lady at the Indian store was like, you got no excuse. You don't need to be buying it, because she was buying the pre-made uttapam batter and dosa batter. And the lady was like, no. You do not need to be using this. You need to be making your own. So
yeah, and so I was like, okay, I can do that. So and it really was this. So I just did some experiments, and basically it's one part of each to make this whole. And then I throw it in my Instant Pot after it's been pureed as a batter in my Vitamix. And then I put it on the yogurt setting to ferment overnight, and then it's ready to go. And it's always worked really well. And then you can make potatoes to go in it. You can make a soup called sambar to go with it, and different things like that. So there's all different kinds of things you can do. In Kathy's Cooking Club, we do a variety. Like I even did a bunch of, like I don't only do other culture food, but especially during the pandemic, we did Asian classes, we did Middle Eastern classes, we did so many classes. There are over 120 classes in Kathy's Cooking Club of past classes. So when you join Kathy's Cooking Club, you get 2 new classes every month, and you get access to all of those classes to watch whenever you want. So like, obviously it's bundle week, so the next 2 weeks we're probably not having a class. We'll probably have classes at the end of March. But if you're like, I'm really missing Kathy's Cooking Club, and you're in the club, you just find another class to watch, because no one can watch all of these that quickly, I don't think. And I love that we have someone from South Wales here. And Carol says, we'll try the dal makhani tonight and see how that goes. Okay, awesome. And it could be your husband is more sensitive than Cheryl, which would be a first for me.
yeah,
And Davinka,
I'm pretty like 5-year-old sensitive.
yes. And sometimes she's not, but Davinka said I downloaded it and put it into a file, bundle 2024. Interesting. And TS said, I ordered some of the first seeds. Unfortunately, I had COVID at Christmas and can't seem to stand anything spicy. I used to put hot sriracha on everything. My tastes have changed so much. Did you find it hot? The first seed foods is kind of what I'm wondering. Because
I just really don't find it spicy at all.
Davinka is like me, and a no on cream of wheat, and likes oats with no other liquid than cook. Yeah. And Jill grew up with both. I feel like you're a cosmopolitan gal.
Yeah, I had both. I'm cosmopolitan. No, I had a southern grandma and a northern grandma, so I got the best of both worlds.
All the things. Yep, cocoa, never grits. TS likes polenta cooked. You used to put cheese on it, so no more. But you could add some nutritional yeast in there. And don't forget, you can find this on healthyslowcooking.com or on my YouTube channel. I've got no oil sliceable cheese that you can shred and melt. So we've used some of that.
I like polenta, that when you made that polenta and put like the tomato sauce on it, and it was really
I would get
good.
the polenta in the tube, like that would be I have emergency and cheater foods usually around. And the thing is polenta and grits are starch solution compliant 100%. So I don't know what's in the tube now because it's been so long since I've got it. Should be polenta and water. And I would slice that. You can put it in a nonstick pan just to get a little crust, or put it in the air fryer and then put some tomato sauce, and it seems like a really fancy meal, little sauteed vegetables. That's awesome. And let's see what we got. Oh, that's interesting because I don't know what. Oh yeah, I thought it was to you, Cheryl. It was to the other Cheryl. Rami says, I love the flavors and aromas of Indian foods, but I don't know where to start with my spice basics other than curry powder. Okay, curry powder is not what you want. It is not what you want at all. There's I don't know where I have Nandita's book. Nandita has a whole book about all the different curry spice blends. No, it's okay. We'll talk about it before the week's out. So what you want to start with is something called garam masala. Garam masala is kind of like home blend of what we think of as curry blend. So like usually curry powder is mostly turmeric and a few other things, but it's not a real nice balanced blend. And all of my Indian friends have said in their blogs, don't go get, like McCormick curry powder. That's the worst thing you can do. But a lot of times you can look, so like if you go to the Indian market, or if you're able to, you can even get these garam masala spice packs, and they'll have like cinnamon sticks and bay leaves and whole spices, and you roast them and then use a spice grinder and make it into garam masala, and it's beautiful and fragrant. But usually some of the spices you're going to look at are coriander, cumin, turmeric, cinnamon, cardamom. I know I'm forgetting things. That's what I'm thinking of in the basics right now. There are some other things like, mango powder, different things like that, but you don't have to have all the things. But if you just have mustard seed is another thing that's often used. So those are a few of the basic things. And if you go and look on healthyslowcooking.com and on plantbasedinstantpot.com, I have some easier Indian restaurant recipes to start with, if that's helpful. And if Cheryl comes back and you want some, I'll try and look up a couple for you. But I think the thing is just start and just be curious. It's hard if you don't have any blend at all, but oftentimes like that yellow curry powder, and while I'll speak of it with Indian food, like that's not what we're looking for, but if we're making like Singapore Mai Fun, rice noodles with vegetables and this bright yellow curry sauce, that curry powder works there. So it's not a matter of that's a bad thing. It's that doesn't match up with what most Indian cuisine is looking for, if that makes sense. It's kind of like there are no bad colors. It's just some work better on other, like different skin tones or something like that. And hopefully that makes sense. And I'm like, I'm missing some conversation. Mona, what you lending? Betsy says, is there a way to ferment the dough without using the Instant Pot? Absolutely, because Indians have been doing it for or at least hundreds of years, probably thousands of years, as far as I know. So traditionally, what I've been told, what happens is if you put the light on in your oven, but do not turn it on, your oven holds in the heat, that light will heat it up a little bit. You could put it in a bowl covered and pop it in your oven. And any way that you would ferment yogurt, you could also ferment this. So if you have another method that you're doing it, because you're keeping it at about the same temperature for about 8 to 10 hours. I would not recommend going past 12 hours at the most. It will get more sour as you ferment it longer. I like it in the Instant Pot because no matter how cold or dry or hot or whatever, it's just the same thing because it's insulated at a certain temperature. So hopefully that helps. Oh yeah, the Udapalms are great. Oven light isn't an option either. No, you don't need, it does not need anything to start the fermentation process. What's on here will start it. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're having problems with it, some people will put fenugreek seeds in, but I've not ever had problems. So you don't want to put any yeast in it. It's not a yeast bread. It's fermented. And just kind of like, let's see how I can put this. It's fermented in a different way, the way you wouldn't want to put yogurt in your sauerkraut, right? If you're making sauerkraut, you're getting those natural things from the environment. And that's kind of what you're doing with this. Oh, and TS, going back to talking about First Seed Foods, was saying it's not hot spicy, just too many tastes. And so I can understand that. I've heard that COVID really can mess with your sense of smell and your taste buds, which is terrifying to me because that's how I create my recipes, especially by smelling. Yeah, and Debbie says she loves polenta in the tube. It is a really great shortcut, and we talk about this all the time. There's no shame in shortcutting. If you're eating something delicious and delightful that's healthy to you and is on your eating plan, then yay you. Doesn't matter if you get your whole butternut squash from the farmer and peel it and break it down, or you get it from Trader Joe's in a bag. Shortcuts are worth it.
I understand.
Apple says, I love how Kathy and Cheryl both set up with curry powder is not what you want. I have a lot of friends who are Indian food bloggers, and so, and I have another friend who actually is she researches the sub-cuisines of the different places as far as each masala blend. Like, it's so much, like I'm saying garam masala, like I know, like she knows the way my friend Sandra Gutierrez knows about Latin American cuisine, which is everything. And so when I need to understand, I either read something they've written or ask them because they're delightful people. And Davika says she's not a fan of Indian food, too hot. And there are things that are mild, like korma in general. Like, it depends on the restaurant. You can get a spicy korma, but usually, because of Cheryl, if you go somewhere and you want to try something, ask for baby mild. And I know that sounds condescending, and it's not. This is literally what we...
I will look at them and I will say, I would like this, please, and I would like that mild, baby mild. And they just laugh at me, but it comes baby mild.
Yeah.
So...
And it works out fine.
And I'll just tell them I'm a spice wimp. I can't deal with it, but I love the flavors. So just make me something flavorful without all the spice.
Yeah.
Without all the heat.
And Jill said she just got a spice tandoori blend from Penzeys, and it smells great. And I find I haven't had a lot of Penzeys Indian spice blends, but most of their blends are quite nice, and I think are probably way a step ahead of McCormick's curry powder. Let's see. All right, it's spicy. Okay, I see what you're saying. KDL, Udapam batter sounds similar to sourdough starter, and it
Maybe.
I don't think I have all the things in here, but let me show you what an Udapam looks like. If I can remember how to type my actual blog name, then we'll do better. Okay, I'll put this on here so you guys can see. So I just looked it up because you can always use this search up here or this search down here when you're looking. So they're pancakes and you put veggies in the bottom. Basically, usually I do shredded vegetables like that shredded carrots and cilantro chopped up. There's onions and peppers, and that's like a little coconut cilantro chutney. I don't think I have step-by-step pictures, but that's what they are. Let's see if I can find you a picture of a dosa. It's a really thin, beautiful crepe.
I need to find a picture of the big dosas.
See, look at that. Yeah, well, there was one here. Wasn't that a big dosa? Like, they make table-sized dosas. So, like, if you went to a restaurant,
it would be like that one.
Yeah, it would be kind of like this, and sometimes there's potatoes and stuff in the middle. This one has the potatoes on the outside. That's the sambar. That's tomato chutney, coconut chutney, and I believe that is probably a cilantro chutney, but I'm just guessing. I'm not sure what that is.
That looks like rice.
It looks like it could be like
that pudding stuff?
Upma or something. So I don't know. This looks like a breakfast platter.
Oh, it says down there, ingredients.
Poha. It's poha. So it is a breakfast. It's a breakfast dish. So let me come back here. And I don't know if that helped at all, but hopefully it did. And let's see what we've got. Yeah, and it starts kind of like sourdough starter, but it really is like, so if I went ahead and soaked these, probably even now, and then I blended it before I went to bed in the morning, I could make us dosas or utapams, and maybe I'll do that. That could be fun for tomorrow. It also, we talked about this when we were talking about lentil crepes on Tuesday, the same batter, because it just makes almost like a thick pancake batter. You can still thin it out. It will last for several days, but it's going to get more and more sour. So there is going to become a point of no return. But you can make little flatbreads and different things like that, and it's gluten-free.
Now I want dosa.
And let's see.
Earlier I wanted injera. Now I want dosa.
So in between this and when we talked to Rachel, there may be some putting this into the blender to soak. And I agree with Kitty Mommy, who says best to go to an Indian or international grocery store, fresher and cheaper spices. Yeah, and when you go in there, okay, so I could do a whole vacation going different places and going into grocery stores.
And we have.
Like when we saw our friends in Houston, like we went to the Indian market, we went to an Asian market.
That British store.
Yeah, so like seriously. So I love stuff like that. But once you go in, at first you're going to see more lentils than you thought could possibly exist in the world, more spices than could possibly be in an aisle. But then once you kind of get over some of that, then you come back and you're like, there's a spice blend for absolutely everything. So you can go in and try some of those and see, you've got to check, make sure they don't have things in it that you're not okay with. Mm-hmm. But I'm finding, at least in the larger Indian markets by us, we are getting more organic stuff and just, you know, it's easier to find things. But I encourage you, and I always encourage you, if you can go to if you have a local Asian market, H-Mart, Hispanic markets, all of those, you're going to find cheaper stuff. I get the cheapest, freshest chilies in the world at this hole-in-the-wall, really hole-in-the-wall Hispanic market. And it's awesome. And I can get really cheap mushrooms at the Asian market. Like there was a sale. Usually they're like $4 or $5 a pound for oyster mushrooms. And I'm saying like that's a scary thing. I had been at Whole Foods. They were $30 a pound at Whole Foods, and they did not look as good as in the Asian market. So there's some of that too. And Apple says she's fortunate to live in a cultural vortex and have Indian, Persian, Japanese, Italian, Mexican, German, Swiss. I don't think I've ever been into a German Swiss store. More grocers. Oh, see, I could do a week there.
Oh, yeah.
And even
half a day at each store.
If I see a spice blend I haven't used before, I'm not familiar with, even when we go to Lidl or Aldi's, I get it because I'm like, let's take this apart. What can I use this on? Because I just find it so fun. I should film myself on a grocery
We've
store.
talked about it.
We have. I know someone had tried to do it at one point in one of the ethnic markets and it was not well received. So we'll see if we can get some permission and stuff like that for sure. And Kimberly says she lives in a very rural area and only have retirees nearby. And remember this too, this is the beauty of living in the internet age. There are some downsides. But on Amazon, I can order almost anything I can get at the Indian market. It may cost a little more, but if I lived in the middle of nowhere, like when I lived in New Orleans, I didn't have a car. There was one kind of specialty grocery. It was not an ethnic market. It just happened to have some ethnic foods. And it had some spices. So I was able to get a few things there, but for the longest time, there wasn't even an Indian restaurant I could get to because of transportation. So having the internet is magical. and there, I didn't have a car, but I'd walk to 3 grocery stores, and it was not that kind of urban area. I was walking several miles a day to get everything I needed. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, that's true. I did do that. I did do a video at a local farmer's market. That was at Perkins Orchard, I think. Mm-hmm. But we keep almost doing it at the Durham Farmer's Market. And I'll have to see what time we start. If we have an early start, we might not be able to do it this Saturday, but maybe we will. Yeah. If it's a later start, because the market is only from 10 to 12 until it gets warmer.
Yeah, we could get there right when it opens and probably get all the good shots.
Yeah. Let's see. We've made Saturdays going to unique groceries. Yeah, it's really, really, really fun. Do you guys have any questions for us? Yeah, thank heavens for Amazon. And it's true because it's...
You got to love it and hate it at the same time.
It is. It is a love-hate relationship.
But it gets you what you need, you know.
And sometimes there are some places where you can get some of these things and order, more directly from people. But a lot of times the people you're ordering from on Amazon are these direct people anyhow. Mm-hmm. But you just might feel safer about your money going through Amazon, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
So in between our live earlier and this live, I went ahead and I did turn on direct messaging in the Heartbeat group and tested that, and it's going to be pretty fun. I did put some ground rules in the announcement. Under announcements, I put it both in the cooking club and in the free group. You can look at it's just our rule of thumb, as always, please be kind to people. And also, not everybody is an extrovert. So if somebody doesn't really want to engage with you, don't keep trying, because then it gets kind of creepy and stalky, and then...
Well, we're hoping none of this will happen.
Yeah, so we're hoping this doesn't happen, but we're just kind of like...
We're pitting it, so she's going backwards.
I am going...
So what we need to say is
that.
What we want, yes, that's why we work well together. So we're trying this experiment. We're hoping that everyone will follow by best practices and being kind. And if we notice that this isn't working well, it's going to stop. Now, that doesn't mean if one person who comes in the next week, that's not going to break it down for everyone. That person will be kicked out.
No, if we start getting a lot of complaints.
So let's be clear, but if it looks like it's a good thing and we're enjoying it and it's building community, it stays. If it looks like it's making people feel uncomfortable, it goes. And we'll put a poll up about it.
And the great thing about it, too, is that you can also do a group chat. You can create a group chat with it. So if you're in a thread and you guys are talking about some book or some recipe or something, and one of you like wants to take the conversation off of the comment thread and go off on a tangent about something else, you can create a group chat and you guys can keep going on what you were talking about. And it's easy to get to. There on the side, where you have the different headings for like Kathy's Cooking Club, Ninja Creamy Experience, and the free group. Down at the bottom, there's one that says direct messaging. And if you want to do a group chat, you just hit the plus that's next to that.
We will be doing a video, so I heard blah, blah, blah a little bit, and maybe you did too.
It's easy.
But
it's easier
it is easy. It's always easy when we show you and we can show some of that stuff. And so don't worry, but just see what it is. And if you have some problems with it, or if you feel like if you're not happy with it, email support@healthyslowcooking.com and Cheryl will get back in touch with you.
I'm also going to try to get a form, a little poll going either later today or tomorrow. Just to ask some questions about what you would like to show on your profile, if anything, because it kind of has to be an all or nothing kind of situation. So,
and we can look at what can be edited and what needs to be added, and if you want to do that, because another thing that we can turn on too is like you can find out people who are near you, and so you might be able to say, hey, you live in the city I do. Do you want to have coffee and talk about whole food plant-based eating? Or
I am in this remote area and no one like me exists, but I see that you're only like 30 minutes away. Do you want to meet somewhere and have coffee?
And with the chat stuff too, we could even end up having a chat for people who live in the boonies. And then all the people who live in the boonies could be there and talk about how you're surviving in the boonies and managing to eat whole food plant-based and things like that, which is really, really hopefully quite helpful.
I think like every opportunity we can give you guys to keep building this great community, we think that you are just the best bunch of people, and you show us every day by the comments that you make and how you cheer each other on and how you lift each other up. And we want to just be able to continue doing that. In a way that makes sense for everyone, and I think this might be the best next step for that.
And we're always going to keep continuing and doing some stuff too. Just like I said, by Monday you will have Kathy's Cooking Club March classes. I'm saying it nervously. I have all my notes, and you guys have been so good about putting stuff in, but also like we've just decided to add in a new thing for it, so we're going to do a monthly Zoom call in addition. So just know that the same thing with the free group, we're going to be moving some things along and seeing how things do. And we're always trying to add, and sometimes those new things may or may not work, and then we'll pull back or shift lanes and try something different.
Yep.
Yeah, and we can...
Hello.
My mouse isn't working, so this could be very interesting. It shouldn't be out yet. Will you grab the thing where we can charge the mouse?
Yep.
Because at this point, because we may just be going live through Rachel's. No, we can't. By 6, we have to be off here. And I'm so sorry. I just blew that in your ear, too, and I'm sure that was really unpleasant. We're going to just charge this a little bit, and I'll just say the things that we're going to talk about, and we'll see if it works. So with the heartbeat thing, we can go and do some little tutorials and put them in heartbeat and things like that. People are using it more now since really November, December, and so we are trying to put more emphasis on that for sure. Mona says, this is definitely my favorite group of peeps. We love having you here, and you guys all make this community just brilliant and wonderful. Bring it over just in case. Cheryl's showing me another mouse we could plug in. But I don't know if it's because if it needs a little boost, this will do it.
Yeah, I just have to plug this into the computer if we want to do that route.
And KDL says in Heartbeat it would be fun to know where everyone lived. And we just want to make sure everybody feels comfortable. It's not like it's going to put your home address on there,
Right.
but it will put your city and state.
Yeah.
And we just want to make sure everyone feels comfortable with that.
It also had the option to like list your email address under your profile as well. And I didn't feel comfortable turning that on either, so that is something that we'll put in the...
I don't think phone numbers is a good idea.
No, email address.
Oh,
So
I think messaging is better.
yeah, and that way if somebody messages you and you guys are messaging back and forth and you want to say, hey, here's my email address, that's between
Then
you
yes.
guys.
And that I
It has
feel
nothing,
okay about.
has nothing to do with us.
And okay, so we've got recipes, recipe div. So Cheryl was asking for food ideas. So I'm going to put recipe and food ideas or brainstorming. So that way, that'd be a great place to go. I just got 7 crates of, I can't put, the only thing I don't like about Heartbeat is I can't use the ampersand on things. So, okay, so Cheryl, I added
See you, Jill.
a recipe and put it over here.
Oh, I didn't know you can move that stuff around.
I'm magic. No. Yeah, I've used it a little bit more. So and I'll go ahead and type in a first thing. So Cheryl, if you want to go in there and start recipe IDing, you go right ahead. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, COVID closed a business. That's not good at all. And I know I seem awkward, and that is because I can't use my mouse, so I'm coming over here to look over at this. This is why I often have my laptop here for many, many things. But we can do a Heartbeat tutorial, and we can just do some little things little by little, and we'll all learn together. Because also Heartbeat, when I joined it, it's a startup, so they're adding more things as time goes on as well.
I think it's like every week now we get a notification of something new that they're working on or adding. So.
And now that Cheryl's kind of into it, that's going to help a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to see if that did anything.
That's something that might be fairly easy for me to keep up on.
And what I'm...
Oh, there goes. Yes. Go up to the top and see what it says your battery is on the Bluetooth.
Where?
On the Bluetooth. 1%. So, yeah, that's got to get
Okay.
charged up.
We'll see if it'll last where I can finish out this one. But I think we're going to go for right now. But we are coming back at 6 p.m. with Rachel Detroit. And
Yeah, Rachel's
so-
fun.
And she's hilarious. So the
She is
three
so
of us will
fun.
be here chatting and talking about stuff. And if you guys have some questions, just let us know. Bring some questions at 6 o'clock. I am going to get loopy. So the days I do.
It's going to be exciting. She's going to be like, oh my God, you're going to think she's drunk. Because she's just,
not.
but she won't be drunk.
But I will forget more and more words. This is why
Yeah.
I do, when we have Kathy's Cooking Club, we do it Thursdays at 4 or 5 and never later.
Yeah.
Because I'm not great after 5 o'clock.
Every time she has to do something for the Fabulous
Fabulous
Over
Over
40s and stuff, she's always like, I got to go take a nap.
I do. I'm lame.
She's
But
got to take a 2-hour nap just to get through it without losing all her words. It's kind of funny. Well, here we are. We're middle-aged.
And we're going to...
Hi, buddy. What you want?
Let's see.
Huh?
If I can find...
You want to come up? Okay, come on.
I'm trying to find where I put... Oh, here we go. The Vegan Health Bundle. I'll tell you what we got. Fergus is back. He felt like he did not get enough love on everything.
You got to sit here.
Jeez. Hi, Bonnie.
Launched off of me.
Hello. Go. Fergus is like, I'm cute.
You're furry.
Oh, that's awesome. Penny bought the bundle this morning, is downloading it now, and bought a 1 terabyte USB to back it up. Yep, you heard Fergus. Yes, Mr. Fergus. Are you like, the people need their Fergus? He likes
I
under
know you
the
got
chin.
fed. I don't understand.
He just wants attention. We've been
got all
over here a
kinds of
long
food.
time staring at something, and he's like, why not me? Fergus.
He's such a delightful little.
He really is. He's the best thing that ever picked to live with us, because he's the only little being that was like,
I want
your
you.
house.
I want
now."
you. You're the people's.
Come, Kizzy?
I have a request from everyone out there. If you by chance use some kind of a pet tracker other than like an Apple AirTag, if you use like any of the actual GPS tracking services that you pay for, I would love to hear your experience with that. The older I get, the more paranoid I get about animals getting out of fences and running around, and him, being that he was a stray, is really hard. And I would like to have a better know of where people are.
Apple says, one day I shall have an orange cat, and his name will be Bruce. I like
Oh
that.
yeah, Bruce is a good one.
Bruce is a
I always
good
think
one.
of that. What was the name? There was a cartoon, and I think it was a fish.
Cheryl.
It was
Cheryl
a-
sure says both of you eat something. We ate before we came
Yeah.
on this one. I swear. That's why we didn't. Even though I called it dinner, it's because we just ate. We ate big pasta bowls full of first seed food and brown
Yeah.
rice. So I am still full. I appreciate that. Our pets are chipped. Yes,
Yeah.
they are.
But I'm still nervous, and I would still like to have more. Like, I'm always paranoid that Max is going to accidentally go after a deer again or something and get out of the
He
fence.
can't get over the fence the same way he used to. Like when he was young, he got over the fence.
I'm
but-
more worried about him getting under the fence these days instead of over the fence.
Okay.
But if you have any of that, if you could email me any information if you use one of those services to support at healthyslowcooking.com, I would appreciate it, just so that I would like to research some of that more. And I was talking about Bruce. There was a cartoon in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, where it was a fish, and there was a shark, and his name was Bruce. And all I can remember is just like him saying, "My name's Bruce," and he had this big, huge smile of shark teeth. And I cannot remember what that cartoon is, but I always loved that character, Bruce. I can't remember.
Fergus is being such a little delight right now. He's not. He's. We use Phi to try.
I've seen that one. Yeah. So
And
that
so
was
it's
on my list to
interesting.
look at for sure.
And just Nemo. Someone is saying
Oh,
Nemo.
that's the movie. It was Nemo, the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He's just being so sweet. So we will not go to the farmer's market tomorrow because we're doing 6 p.m. All these are Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. tonight with Rachel Detroit. 10 a.m. I decided we're having brunch with us. So we might even just make coffee, but we'll just have a chat and hang out like we are now. Noon is another live. And then March 3rd, right now we're having brunch with us at 1 and 4 p.m. with Chef James Saint. So we've got those going on. I'm going to be sending out notifications in Heartbeat. I'm going to be also thinking about sending out notifications in email because there's so many lives. And so if I can pull it together in the next day or two, I will. If you're on the email list, I will try and have it where you can opt out of getting notified of those lives. And then maybe we'll go ahead and make it notifications of all lives for a while, not even just during the bundle, and see if that's helpful. But if you guys give me some feedback about that. If you're not on the mailing list, please look down below, click the 3 dots, go and where it says get 4 free spice blends, then you get on the email list, you get notified of all the things. I send you a recipe every day, and you don't even have to open them if you don't want a recipe every day. You can save them up and read them when you want. It's totally up to you. Bruce the Shark was an East Coast gangster.
He was
That's hilarious.
That's why I remember he was hilarious.
Just keep swimming.
I love all the references.
Those are awesome. Okay, guys, we are going to go and take a 45-minute break, and we will see you back at 6 o'clock with Rachel Detroit and some more delightful. What are we having? Maybe delightful Max? Maybe delightful Rachel? Maybe I will have a delightful word or two when we come back, or maybe I'll smile a lot. So we'll see about that. Stay tuned.
It's going to be interesting.
All right, guys, I'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.